Hi, and today I want to talk to you about press-ups, different types of press-ups. Often people come to me, they say that they can't do a press-up, they can't do a full press-up or even a modified, and they've been struggling, they've been trying to do the box press-up or the base press-up for a number of months, weeks, whatever it is, and they don't feel like they're gaining any strength and they haven't been able to move on. Mostly it's because the box press-up, which I'm going to call it, is often done, usually done, should I say, incorrectly. And that's why people can never build up that strength. So what most people do in a box press up is they'll take their hands wide and then they start to bring, so that the knees are here in line with the hips, which is correct in this box press up. But what people will then do is their hands are going to be about here and they'll just bring their chin down as far as they can to the floor. Now at this point I'm taking virtually no weight through my arms or through my chest. It's a really nice stretch actually here through my chest, but I'm not actually going to ever gain any more strength in that way. So what I want you to think about is sliding your hands back to directly underneath your shoulders. So your hand is in line with your shoulder. So it's not further forward, but right back here in line with your shoulder. Now imagine that there's a line in front of your fingers, and this line here in front of your fingers, your chin needs to be over that line. So as you drop down, you're going to come forward of your fingers. So let me show you now I'm getting weight through my chest and through my arms, and I can really feel that despite the fact that I can actually do a full press up. I can feel that, and I can feel that that is challenging me. I would always urge you then to push the ground away so that weight is coming forward. And when you come back from that press up, don't just sit back because that's resting. What you want to do is keep that body weight forward, keep that chin coming forward with the fingers. Now the other thing that's important here is with this box press up, don't ever come lower than really about 90-degree crease in your elbow. So you don't want to bring the chin all the way down to the floor. What we want to do is stop about here, then we hold and push that ground away. And remember, each time we're keeping that chin forward of the fingers. So once again, we're not sitting back each time we come back. So that's not what we want to do. Continuing with that kind of press up is actually going to start to build some strength through the core. Once we've done that, we're going to slide our knees back and we're going to move on to our modified press up. Now, once again, this is one that people often get wrong because in this position here, they'll stick the bottom up in the air. If you're not able to bring the hips down here, so you've got this nice flat back plank from the top of my head to the base of my spine, I almost like I can roll a marble down there. Whereas as soon as I stick my bum up, that's not going to happen. So we're going to take those hands again underneath the shoulders. We're going to bring the shoulders down and away from the ears. I've got my knees about in line with my hips. You can go a little bit wider if you want some more stability. And that nice flat back. And I'm just going to come down into that press up position. And this time I can go lower if I want to. I could even go all the way down to the floor and come back up. But one of the common mistakes on this is that each time we come up, we do this. Or even just a little sit back. And again, you're resting in between each press up. So what we want to do is try to do as many as we can to fatigue right here. And then finally, we're going to come into our full press up. Once again, my hands are directly under my shoulders. Nice and wide, I'm now on my toes. So coming down into this press up position. Again, you can go a little bit lower if you can. But what you want to try to avoid is as soon as you start to use, either dip the back so that you can't actually use those arms anymore, or you start to lead with the head. So here I'm leading with my head, okay? Now, what I'm doing there is I'm trying to get lower in the press up by using my head. That's not going to help. So at this point, I would say reduce the range of movement. So don't go quite as low. Even if you're just doing a ½ inch, you're still going to build that strength. So rather than doing this, I'm keeping my head and neck in line with my spine. And I'm just going to take those moves just a little bit smaller, okay? As soon as I get to fatigue and I start to dip my back, I can drop my knees to the floor and go into that modified press up. One final one that I'm going to show you is how you can progress from that modified press up into a full press up. If you're struggling with that, you could do one knee at a time. So I'm going to lift one knee is on the floor, press up, switch over. But as I do that switch, you'll notice that once again, I'm keeping my hips nice and low. So I'm not lifting my bum up each time. I'm just lifting that knee. So nothing else about my body position is going to change, just lifting up that knee. So give those a try, see how you progress, see how many you can do in any of those positions, and see how that helps to build that upper body strength. Hope that's been helpful. Let me know how you get on.